All right, Free Hands Friday number 75. It is, what is it, May 20th, 2016, and I am joined by Dan Chapman.
Freedom!
Freedom! Boaz.
Hey.
Andy. Out in Fargo. Right on. What's that? Happy Friday to you. Today we're going to talk about FHA 2016, which should be a lot of fun. But also I was thinking there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on in the stick world. I thought it'd be fun to talk about like some new albums and kind of some things that are going on. A couple of things that I was aware of is I think Steve Adelson is working on a new album, or he has some new tracks out there. I was wondering if you guys had seen or heard anything about that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Also, this week, JRJ picked up a tag interface. Actually, he picked up two. And he sent me his CD, which is really, really good. And so I want to talk a little bit about that and tell you, like, kind of what I liked about that. Unfortunately, it's in my wife has the car with the CD in it, so I wanted to show everyone. So I might try to pull up a picture of that. And then kind of some other things going on is next week, Vladimir is in town, so we'll do a Friday night evening of Chapman Stick Music with Emmett and Gary and his new band are going to be playing. So Jubilian Setar is now Jubilian Setar Cora. So this guy Alex Cora is playing guitar.
He used to play for the Dodgers.
Is that true, or is that just a coincidence?
The baseball team?
Yeah.
It's the same name.
Okay.
Alex Cora.
He's a great pitcher, but you should hear him play guitar, right? And he does some singing too. So he turned me on to the fact that they're going to do a King Crimson song. I don't want to give it away, but he said they're doing a Crimson song next Friday.
Hey,
so,
I have some footage I can share.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we start with that? If you have footage,
Yeah.
you can share. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll talk about all that stuff. But is this footage from 2014?
Yes.
Oh,
It's what
okay.
we were talking about. I just have to figure out how to share my screen. Is that a way? How did you do this again?
Yeah. So what you'll want to do, Dan, is on the left side there, you'll want to press that green box with a little white arrow in it, which will allow you to share it. Yeah.
Bingo.
So I recommend sharing everything. So
Okay.
so then we can see what you're seeing, and then what I'll do is I'll put the focus on you, and you can share your screen. And the only thing we might need to work through is the sound. We may or may not have sound if you're wearing headphones.
Well, let's see. I have a double screen, so I only want to do the screen that I need to share.
I'm still doing tech support. Even right, we're all like doing tech support. Okay, so that's good. So we can see what looks like
that's a good one.
iMovie there. Is that it, or whatever that is?
Yeah. No, that is here. Here, I'm gonna just play it.
Okay.
Hopefully you can hear it too.
Okay.
Or you can be able to hear this.
Let's see. If not, I will narrate.
Are you hearing it?
No, I'm not hearing it, and I see you, and not
Okay. Wait. Let me do
the
this.
box. That's always something. Always something. Usually this happens on Mondays, not on Fridays. Okay, there we go. We got something now.
Now, hopefully,
Play it.
I'm going to.
Oh, wow. I'm doing some work. Okay, so a quick kind of, I suppose, if this is what, in fact, we were talking about, this was the final day of Free Hands Academy 2014 Group Jam. Okay, and I think, ironically, Greg had to leave before the end of this.
Are you hearing this?
Here, wait, it hasn't. No, we're not hearing. We have no sound. So.
Oh shoot! Why is that?
It just won't work.
It's not going to work.
It's Greg's head.
It's not going to work for the sound, huh?
No, the sound won't work. But so what we'll have to do is we'll have to. This probably won't be the form in which to share it because we won't be able to hear it. I mean,
but there's no way I can make that work, huh?
No. So we'll have to.
I'll play visuals.
Okay, you're gonna play it anyways?
Yeah, I'll just play some visuals. I'll go quickly through it.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't we? Yeah. Okay. So this was the last day of Free Hands Academy 2014. So I believe there was about 35 of us. No, including Greg and Steve and Bob and Dale and you and Michael.
It's funny, but you sound just like what's being played. Right now it's going do 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 do.
So this was the last day. So this was the final day.
Sunday.
This was Sunday, yeah. And so you and Michael were in the middle of this huge circle of stick players. And I think Tony was there as well. Yeah, so Tony will be off to the left side. So you'll see Tony in a minute here.
Yeah, he was standing next to me.
Okay. Is he next to you? Okay. So and then at some point later on in the video, there's Michael, Jeff, Robin.
He was behind me anyway.
Yeah, he's off actually to the right. So actually Dan has his back to him right now. And you'll see Jackie's on the far left. See, there's Jackie right there. Unfortunately, Jackie and Greg had to leave before the end of this. So, yeah, this would have been Free Hands Academy 2014. There's Dorian. And there's Randy, right? And Francisco. And there's Kevin, the whole team. All right, Diana.
I'm gonna go forward a little bit.
Okay, yeah, at some point everyone was dancing around. There's Nathan.
Yeah,
I got a really nice email from him. There's Tony. There's Loud Greg. Missed that guy.
Oops.
Okay.
Is he loud, Greg? I thought he was just talkative, Greg.
Well, Loud Greg's not a very nice thing to say. Greg, he's chatty Greg, There's
got a
Greg
lot
and
to
Tony
say.
doing some selfies. Yeah, he does. He does.
The movement is not going normal on the Google share.
Yeah, it's really it's kind of slow, but I mean
it's fluid, but it's jagged on Google.
Yeah, but you can see
the sound is pretty amazing.
Actually, you can see us. You can see the people. The instructors are dancing around in the background. So people are clapping.
Celebration sounds.
Yeah. So at this point,
clapping, playing, bass, melody. Greg's doing the duck walk.
This was super fun. This was just freaking amazing. Yeah, Tony's dancing around and whistling, and everyone's making all kinds of different sounds.
Major whistles.
Yep. No, that was Chaz right there. That was a Chapman right there. Chaz Chapman. Dan, wasn't that? What was his? Is he a nephew or a?
Yeah, Chaz.
Chaz, yeah. So
Chaz Chapman.
Chaz Chapman was there. Yeah.
Bob is walking around.
Yeah, this was fun.
I wish you could hear the sound. I wonder. There's no way, huh?
Can you hold your headphones up to like the laptop or whatever's picking up your voice?
I'm hearing it through my headphones.
Okay, so take off your headphones and hold your headphones up to your laptop, so as though you were putting the headphones were like your speaker.
But I'm hearing it through the computer headphone jack.
Right. So take your headphones off and put your headphones like right up to where your voice was picking up.
No, but the sound is coming out of my headphones. I can't hold it up. Oh.
You won't be able to hear it. There we go. This is absolutely crazy. That was insane. All right. Oh man, I don't know that Emmett's even seen that footage. So
no,
I mean, yeah.
He wasn't there for sure. So
we were all crying at the end of that day. Like people were freaking out. It was like some sort of like cult. Like we were gonna start passing out Kool-Aid or like it was wild. That was wild.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Is there anything like that?
Oh, no.
Well, I got it.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, no, I wanna press on.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So
I will get out of that.
A little window into what we've got planned for 2016. So for 2016, okay, so let me talk through the details of 2016 to start with. So I don't know where we are on the recording, how many minutes we're in, but So let's start with when, right? So Thursday, August 18th is day number 1. That's a Thursday. And then we'll be there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday's generally half day because it's a travel day. And we'll have options for people to arrive on Wednesday in the evening. So like there's Plan 1, Plan 2, and Plan 3. Plan 1 is, well, actually we'll talk about all the plans later. But the idea is that it's basically 4 days and either 4 nights or 3 nights, depending. So you can decide whether you want that extra night or not, and then we recommend, right, that you come in on Wednesday, and if you leave on Sunday, if you're going back east, try to get a flight around like 2:30, if possible. I know that kind of gets you home kind of late, but then that way we'll have an early lunch at 11 a.m. and so that's really fun. So that's the when. Let's see, it's going to be at the AJU again, so everyone gets their own, their own suite, and either they are single or they're a double and they have a roommate. Andy, so you were actually the second person to sign up.
Shit.
David Tipton signed up before you, so you're going to be rooming with David Tipton. It's pretty rad, and so we'll find a way where you guys can both get a chance to play. Like traditionally, we let the first person that signs up play on Stick Night, play a song. We've got a great response, and so I expect that we'll have pretty much a full house. We had 34 people 2 years ago and 19 the first year, so we'll expect around 20 to 30 people. We've got availability for 30 people this year because there may or may not be another event on campus, but we'll kind of have this place to ourselves for the most part. So that's the when, or actually the where and the when. Covered the where and the when. So who will be there is the big question. And so I have gotten and received confirmations from Greg Howard, Steve Adelson, and Bob Culbertson. Now,
yay!
Yeah, so Bob will be down, and from Dan Chapman. So Dan Chapman will be there as well, and we're hoping that Dan can show us the documentary that's in progress, and always a favorite. We'll do 2 stick nights. So on Friday night, we'll have a stick night where we actually get to see the documentary, and we'll probably have Bob do a performance, and featured as part of that performance, we'll probably also have Gary Jubilian perform. So Gary is actually also going to lead the NS program, so if we do have, or I should say when we have NS players sign up, Gary will be leading that program. Don's up in Northern California, so it's not really, it's hard for us to have Don participate in this event as well. He did get a chance to be a part of Jim's event, so that's good. And actually that's happening, I think, next week, which is super exciting. So Vancouver Stick Retreat, if you're in the area, you got to go. It's really, really great. And Jim Meyer leads that. Super duper fun. So let's see, what else? So prices, all the prices have been posted up on Free Hands Academy. We're still able to keep costs very low, so the program is such that you pay a single price and basically you show up. We provide meals, we provide accommodations. The AJU is a beautiful 27-acre university. They have a cafeteria there, so all the meals are kosher, right? It's a kosher campus, but they still have delicious food. So we'll do coffee, bagels, muffins, eggs, juice, and bottled water and fruit for breakfast, and sandwiches and soup and salads for lunch. And then in the evenings we'll have a veggie lasagna or a quarter chicken with grilled vegetables. And you don't pay for any of that, right? That's all included. So, I expect that this year what I'm hoping is I'm in discussions with Phil from the Guitar Merchant so that we can do our 2 live performances on Friday and Saturday at the Guitar Merchant. So the Guitar Merchant is a great place. We'll probably do pizza and beer there. We'll probably have other kind of meals, gluten-free stuff. Bob doesn't eat pizza. He doesn't eat donuts, right? So it was we had a morning where we all had donuts, and Bob was like, "There's nothing to eat. I'm just gonna drink coffee." Felt kind of bad.
His wife is a nutritionist.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that all makes sense. So I have to have alternatives, right? So there may be some times where we're actually off campus having meals out of the Guitar Merchant. So that's all in discussions right now. But that's really kind of the dream, so that we could all get a chance to perform, right? So we'll go see some of our favorite stickists play. But what we'll do is we'll probably for people that want to play, I got a call from Tony. He's coming out. Like, we got to make sure that he gets a chance to play. We're going to feature him on the alto, right? So he's an alto player. So we'll do some stuff with him.
Tony Rodriguez.
Yeah, and so Tony's led events back in New York on his own, so very qualified to run his own event. We want to try to feature him. Obviously, David Tipton is going to be there, so right, we're going to have all kinds of great performance opportunities there.
I was thinking maybe Jovelet might come. No, that would be great if he played.
I haven't heard from him. I did get an offer from Mauricio to come up and to be a part of the program, which would be really great. Unfortunately, just we don't have the resources to do it. So right now what we're doing is we're focused on published authors. So that generally limits the scope of the services that Free Hands Academy are able to provide, which is Bob, Greg, and Steve. So while there are many other stick players that are totally and completely qualified to lead their own events, have students and that sort of thing, like, our criteria is such that we pay a premium price for a premium service. And Steve Adelson, Melbay Publications, Greg Howard, published independently, but like numerous stick books, song books, in addition to the CDs that these guys are putting out. And then Bob obviously has a lot of published materials as well. So that's kind of what we lean on, because that's the kind of the focus, right? And these guys also have the most experience in terms of organizing events and seminars and providing services for them. Bob will be coming down with his drummer. His name evades me, but he's the guy that played on Cause and Effect. He's in Cause and Effect. He's like the other half. So this year we'll be there'll be a lot of emphasis on playing as solo playing as well, like for events, and I'll probably do something with David to that effect. Whereas if you're like an event player, if you're playing weddings, if you're playing corporate events and stuff like that. So I've gotten some great guidance from Mike Kolwitz as I'm in that arena much more now these days. And so how to present yourself, repertoire, that sort of thing. But also playing with a drummer, right? So Bob's drummer is going to be there, and we're going to have opportunities to do workshops with the drummer, kind of, get the drummer's kind of take on how to approach this stuff. And possibly a percussionist as well.
Cool.
So what was I talking about? So we're talking about a little bit about costs. So costs have only gone up, like, for a single occupancy, about $50 over the past 2 years. So you still get, all the services are all still rolled up into it, and there's still ways to save money. So the first people that sign up, first 20 people are going to get a discount. And then also if you pay by check, which Andy has taken advantage of, you save another like $25 or $50, I can't remember. So depending on which plan you purchase, it depends on how much it costs. So that's all published. I believe it's about like $800 if you're paying by check, and you're staying 3 nights and 4 days. I think it's $875 if you're staying that 4th night. So for $875, what do you get? Well, you get a roommate to start with, but you also get, while you're on campus, 4 days, 4 nights, all meals paid for. So even if you just come to LA, it's going to be $200 a night just to stay in like a Best Western or something like that. So that's $200. But if you come to the AJU and you want to like hang out with stick players and people that like the Chapman stick and free hands methodology and that sort of thing, then right, we've got a program for you. It should be fun. So yeah, and we'll have some more off-campus stuff this year because we want to do more performance things that are where the public get a chance to see us play.
Great.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. So that's like the kind of the costs. You can get a single cabin or a single suite. And you have your own private bathroom, and there's Wi-Fi, and you have a desk and a dresser and all that sort of stuff. And Andy, I'll probably hit you up, talk to you about it, and maybe Boaz, some of you can share some of your stories about Stick Camp and just kind of like what you found, what you liked about events, or what you want to see improved. All that feedback would be really welcome. I'm trying to think of other details with regards to the AJU that you need to be aware of. And right now, I really can't think of any. I know that there'll be some classes that focus on playing as a soloist and, playing these open mics and ultimately, playing venues where you are a soloist. We'll do, so I think David and I are going to do something on that.
One good thing about LA in 2014, they were working on the freeway right near the AJU, so it was a big hassle to go anywhere else. but now everything's done, and there's plenty of access to the rest of the city much easier.
Right. We're back to our normal traffic, right?
Yeah. Plus, we now have the Expo line going to Santa Monica.
Which is pretty sweet. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. I mean, like
Just
that would
opened today.
That'd be yeah, that's right. I saw the video for that. That's pretty exciting. So the red line's back, or the blue line's back rather. Take you to the beach. That's right. Also, someone else. So I've been in conversations with Brett Bottomley. So I believe that Brett will be performing as part of the Stick Night with Bob Culbertson and David Tipton. So that will be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Lots of like I've been talking to Brandy, been talking to Jeremy, like who else? Like Corey, a whole bunch of other people. I think we also might actually have a night where there's a band with 3 stick players in it, and Corey has kind of put a couple other things up earlier, but I'm told that all 3 of them are going to come out. So if those 3 guys come out, it's going to be like a stick trio, and I think they play with the drummer. So there'll be opportunities to hear them play. That'll be wild. Can you imagine the pedal board? Like the pedal board's up there, like 3 stick players at a time. I can't even imagine. Okay, so that pretty much covers Free Hands Academy 2016, which is kind of what I wanted to start with, so that everyone knows what's out there, when it is, where it is, how long it goes for. You know, like basically like while you're there, you show up with some clothes, right? They provide linen, soap, shampoo. It's just like staying in a hotel. The meals are like a 5-minute walk, you know, down to the cafeteria and back. Much of the same program. More emphasis. Actually, Boaz, I'm probably going to pull a page from the kind of the Stick Camp playbook, and we're going to probably have more small circles of people that actually get to do more like shorter sessions, like less sessions where there's one person talking and like 12 people are just sitting there around watching. We want to do more stuff where I love the way how at Stick Camp people get together in small groups, and there was a lot of emphasis in working as like a group, you know, and sharing and playing and that sort of thing. So
I can suggest to you before coming there, just divide into small groups before then, and more advanced players, and just decide what are you going to do there. Just practice 2 or 3 songs. Once you get there, there's not enough time to practice.
Yeah. So another kind of fun thing I saw was that when people talk about Free Hands Academy or Stick Camp or any event, they're saying like, oh yeah, I got to practice. You know, like I have to make sure that I'm playing really well. It's like you don't really have to. It's really like right, just show up. Like you'll learn a lot just by being there.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you want to perform something in front of the other people, just
yeah. So do me a favor, Boaz. Tell us a little bit about Stick Camp, about your experience with Stick Camp, because we'll circle back to Andy and have him talk about FHA 2014.
Well, Dan obviously was there also.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it's kind of the same, the Stick, what you call it, Stick Academy. Kind of more a vacation by the beach, combined with stick playing.
They had chickens and sheep.
Wow.
Yeah, like living in a safari.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, every night we went to a different location, and there was some concert, and people were playing, and members, you know, people who were what do you call them? Participants. Everyone was participating at Stick Camp. It was pretty fun. We managed to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, we were in.
More time. It was like more days, right? Stick Camp was like almost a week, right?
Yeah, 6 days.
6 days, yeah. So what was great about Stick Camp, I mean, like, right, you're in Mallorca, Spain, which is, you know, like this gorgeous coastal town, you know, this vacation resort destination. And, you know, like just the fact that you're there with like 30 other people that love to play Chapman, 35, 40, how many people were there, you know, from all over Europe.
Well, I take it for granted, but I hear people come to LA for vacation too.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I mean, if you stay a couple days, right? I mean, if you stay like a whole week, let's say, like if you come out on Monday, right? You can go to the beach and do all that kind of stuff and sightsee. The Getty Museum is just on the other side of the freeway, which is just
Amazing.
unbelievable. Like, yeah, if you want to see like gorgeous views and go to like a world-class museum, and the Getty's just total and complete experience, right? Like, so that's like, I mean, you can't walk there, obviously. You gotta, but it's like 10 minutes. You could actually walk there.
Yeah,
You could
right
walk
across-
down to the shuttle area.
Yeah, practically a stone's throw.
That's right. And then you also have the Skirball Center, which also has like great live music during the week and another great kind of experience. The emphasis is more like on Jewish history, but it's not limited to that. So that's a part of it. What else, right? Like you're really close to West LA, Santa Monica, that whole sort of thing.
Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood. And Westwood. So, Andy, tell us tell us about your 2014 experience.
Well, for some reason, one of the things that sticks out to me the most is that all the soda pop in the cafeteria is made with real sugar because it's kosher that way. I don't know why it sticks out to me, but I took my fill of that. I pulled out my folder from there you can go through it a little bit here. What do I remember? I remember a lot of stuff. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to talk about exactly?
Just like when you went there, what were you expecting to see? Because I can tell you about my National Guitar Summer Workshop event. I went 3 years straight with Frank Joliffe and Alfonso Johnson, and I can tell you all about that, like what I was expecting it to be and what it turned out to be, and like what I learned, what I wish I'd done, in that time. So just like go for it, right?
Well, I won't say that I really expected anything in particular. I mean, I went with nothing in mind, just completely blank. But I mean, as my video I posted a couple days ago says, I mean, you come out with a big sense of camaraderie and a bunch of people who know the same things you do, and that's worth it alone. Just people who relate to you in that sense. What else?
Well, here's a question for you. Like, what was the name of the artist that you turned me on to while we were like out there, like down by the outside?
Right. Yeah. Was that Comus? Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yeah, I think so. Right. So like that was kind of a part of it. Like so, like here's I don't even know how old you are. Here's this like 20-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid who I'm like hanging out with, and like he's turning me on to all these bands that are like these like 70s bands or 80s bands, and I was like, what? And like we talked more, I think, and then we listened to a little bit of Nick Drake, right?
Yep, I bought his album. Bought them all.
Really? Yeah, Nick Drake, like really. So like it was a cool kind of exchange, and so yeah, like there's a lot of emphasis on music at these types of events, and I'm sure that'll be like like up in Vancouver, like Dan and Jim's event, like they're going to be having live shows and doing kind of much the same that we're doing. And what's great about Dawn is that Dawn can play anything, right? So Dawn's class was really great. So his kind of emphasis was using stick as a bass, playing bass, in that bass kind of role.
If I could suggest one improvement, something that comes to mind, I don't know if you plan on having individual lessons this year.
Perhaps, yeah.
If you do, I think people who sign up for those should prompt the instructors with what they would like to talk about or learn, so the instructors can prep something for that.
Mm-hmm.
Going in a little blind leaves the instructors a little kind of, they got to come up with something on the spot, which isn't always the best for learning.
That's great. That's great feedback. So basically, expectations, right? You put together an expectation of what you want to get from that particular instructor. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's great. That's a like we'll have maybe like a form, like if people fill out a form and say, I want to have private lessons with this person, and this is what I want to learn, right? Or this is what I want to learn about, that sort of thing. Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Did I mention Tom G? Did I even mention Tom Griesgraber?
Nope.
So he said he's available. which is like, what? Like he's like down the street, right? I mean, he's like an hour from me in Escondido, and about 2 hours from LA. But you know, it's just a matter of like timing and resources. So as we get closer to the date, I'm going to be working, you know, with him to try and find a way to make sure that he's available for the event if he wants to do it. I'm hopeful that he will be. So resources, right? Let's see what else. Trying to think of. So after you had gone, I did see you start to do videos more after you were at the FHA. Like you were more active on YouTube.
No,
right?
actually that's the opposite. That's actually my last video I put up. I put up a couple, but nothing really has come of them. After that is when, you know, schooling got pretty busy, but I anticipate that to slow soon. But I don't know, you work, life, I'm doing my best here. I mean, get off my back, Gene. You're already my mom.
What's in the folder?
This is the FHA folder with all the stuff that was there from last year. Class schedules, which
FHA dossier.
The map of the campus here. What else? Some stuff that Bob handed out, some stuff Greg handed out, schedule, and then some stuff that doesn't really belong in here.
What about your goals?
I know what my goals were, and I know my short-term goals didn't happen, but I kind of expected that. But it's not like I've given up on them. They're still working, you know. But I gotta work better on them.
Yeah, I fell short of my goal. I wanted to learn. I've basically they became my resolutions for this year. So Air on a G string is a piece I've always wanted to learn how to play, and I spoke with him a couple days ago, and he's like, "That's one of the first songs I arranged for the stick." I'm like, "Really?" Yeah. So I think it was like that, and like the Beatles song. It was like Yesterday, and maybe actually Joy of Man's Desiring was another one that he arranged. So that's one of my goals is Air on a G string, and actually the second minuet in G major. So I finished off the Gavotte and I finished off the minuet in G minor, so I have 6 total pieces now, but I need 2 more, Air on a G string and minuet number 2 in G major. And that is my goal for this year. At 1 song a month. So I've got, like, so far the goal for this year was 1 song a month. So I Like You Just the Way You Are, Billy Joel was my May song. I did Have I Told You Lately That I Loved You by Van Morrison. And all this stuff is like event music, right? What was it? The Wind Cries Mary, which is a really fun song. That was another song. But I think I'm actually, those are my 3 first songs of the year. And so I need to do, Arms by Christina Perri was another one. So I still need a May song, right? I've got a couple more days left to learn one.
I like Kreisgraber's All Along the Watchtower. That's a good one.
Really? Yeah. I have to hear that because like I've got his CDs laying around, like, and so.
That's on the Stick Night Live.
Yeah, I see a lot of stuff I still don't have, right? So, hey, but that brings up a point, and that is that Stick Enterprises has again graciously agreed to be on campus and offer a 10% discount on everything. So. CDs, DVDs, accessories, right? Like, I'm not quite sure if the Lapdogs will have the 10% because I know the margins I don't know if the margins tight on. I don't even know. I don't know anything about that. But I know that Michael will be there. Michael Johnstone, I expect, will be there, probably doing some video or playing. Hopefully he'll show up with his pedal, man, because he's freaking wicked good on that. And
yeah, he's getting better.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting better on the stick too. I mean, like he's wicked good on anything with strings, really. What else we can say? Yeah, so 10%. They won't do 10%. I don't think we can do 10% on Railboard, but you know, like make an offer, right? Like Emmett, you know, like I think one year we had a Railboard. Actually, no, each year we've had a Railboard that people have bought. Like he came there with a Railboard and said, "This one's up for sale," and each year they went. So Jeremy Kubert bought one year, and then I think that Nacho bought one the year thereafter, 2014.
I hope to have the Trustee on sale there too.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that. Are you still working on those? You got the double trust now, right?
Yeah, the double ones, they're done. They work. They're good. I got Emmett's got me working on some other stuff too that I need to give him a call and give him an update on that. But yeah, they're good. They're solid. I just gotta. I'm waiting for the page to go up on stick.com still.
Oh, okay.
So I should probably just give Emmett a call one of these days. Bug him a bit about that, yeah.
Yep.
But things are happening.
Nice. I'm going to see if I can, we're talking about CDs and stuff. I'm going to see if, yeah, let me show you some. So let me share my screen real quick. Oh, yeah. That's so sweet. Let me see if I can get a larger picture. Oh, no, I don't want that. So let me share my screen here. So recently, my dear friend JRJ purchased one of the tag interfaces, and with it he sent the his most recent CD. So you can't really see the design work here. Let me see if I can open the image.
Going up Dragon Mountain.
Oh man, it's so good, Dan. It's such a good CD. And here's the thing: I didn't expect to get this CD. Like maybe he mentioned it like in an email, like he was going to share it with me. So he sent me a money order or a check. I can't recall, but
is it all solo stick or
no?
Arranged, or
no, man. It sounds so it's an instrumental album that kind of defies kind of your A-B solo A-B format.
Yeah.
That's not like AJ. That's not JRJ. If you know him, he's a more he's not constricted by that, right? So he's not constricted by these conventions of form, but also by the same measure, it's not just this jam and eat, right? So there are subtle changes in the rhythms and the instrumentations. It's not a stick album. I mean, it has stick on it.
Yeah.
But he also is using, I think he's using this thing called the Zendrum. Have you seen these things?
Future Man.
Zendrum.
Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, Future Man.
They have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like one of these guys right here. It's exactly like one of these, so you can probably see my screen.
Oh, yeah.
So this is basically just like it's just basically like a MIDI tool, right? So he played the drums using this. And so like on the inside of the CD, it shows like these images of the Chapman stick and the Zendrum. But the album, so this is how I perceived the record. So for starters, the first track is my favorite track. I won't give it away, but like the first track is definitely my favorite. And
we can't hear it here, right? There's no way.
No, we can't hear it. But what I'll do is maybe he has a video out there, like on YouTube or something like that. Maybe I'll check that right now because
put up a link on Stickist or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's
along with this forum.
It's such a cool, like, it's really just really fun to listen to. Like,
hey,
if you've
would you like to see more clips? So
sure, in just a few
2014?
moments. In just a few moments here.
Did JRJ post this? Because I don't remember seeing anything.
Sorry?
Did JRJ post anything about this? Because I don't remember anything about
he
it.
may have. He's a pretty modest guy, but so there is. If you go up onto I'm looking at it right now. You can do a search on Going Up Dragon Mountain. The album sounds like and feels like Early Weather Report, and this is how I kind of summarized it. It feels and sounds like Early Weather Report without all the showing off.
The cover's cool.
Yeah, the cover's rad. He does his own art. I mean, like he is like truly in every sense of the word like an artist. So he does his own. Man. Yeah, he really is. And then, but it's not a stick CD, so it's not like all stick up in your grill, right? Like in some cases, he's just using the bass, or he's using.
Okay. What does JRJ stand for?
Well, that's his name. His first name is John.
Oh.
I think it's John Johnson was his name. So he goes by JRJ, and he's like, he during the 2013 event, he was one of the first people to show up, and just in the time that like I got a chance to talk to him and like get to know him. Like actually, we had met at an event in like 2012 actually that Bob had put on that also featured Tom had put on that featured Bob. And that's where JRJ and I met. And we've been chatting on the Stickist, and we traded CDs, and I've told the story like 1,000 times. But
was that the event where Emmett introduced the Railboard?
that was the very one.
Yeah.
That was the very one. So JRJ was present at that one, and so that's when we met. But like I know him, and we built this kind of relationship, you know, and it was interesting. Stephen LeBeau, who I met through the Stickist, had bought 2 sticks through JRJ, and it was funny because like I was up there and I was telling my story about JRJ. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got my stick from JRJ too," and he's just like peddling Chapman sticks, you know. So
where's he located?
He's I think he's like up in the Santa Cruz area, kind of northern California. But what a great CD! So lots of like open like music, but like still melodic, if that makes any sense. But it's not like you're sitting around waiting for like a verse to end and then there's a solo. It's much more free, and it really does feel like you're on this journey. And some of the songs are kind of bound together. There's similar parts and motifs that recur.
Cool.
But really fun to listen to, like great driving music, and man, like it quickly became one of my favorite CDs. And the stick isn't like up in your face, you know. It's just like it's a component, but there's a lot of horns.
Is it well produced?
Yeah, it's great production. And so lots of flute. I think there's like alto sax, and it's there's a lot of like horns, right? Like horns. And I don't know if it's sax, but there's like a lot of flute. Man, I wish I could put it into words. Other than that, just like I digged it. It was fun to listen to. And there's enough like technology, like there's some kind of spacey synthy sounds, but it's not Muzak, you know, and it's not like like I always kind of fear that, like it'll be kind of like homogenous and lame. Like when I hear a stick player, what like how is this going to be presented, you know? And he just did a bang up job. Like
cool.
The stick is a part of it, yeah. So anyway, that is my review of Going Up Dragon Mountain.
JRJ.
What else? Yeah, JRJ, man. He's like just a super cool cat. Trying to think of what else. We've got an evening of stick music next week out at the Guitar Merchant. And Gary will be there, which is rad. So I think we mentioned this next Friday. And then Vladimir Gurevich will be back out from Russia, so he'll come and join us. So now at the Guitar Merchant, we've had people from Sweden. Right, Per came out. We've got people from Canada. Dale came out. Mexico. Right, Mauricio was out, and so now we can add Russia to that long list of countries that have been there, I suppose. And the Guitar Merchant's a great place to have an event. And there'll be free beer. Actually, Stone Brewery, we've got a lot of delicious beers. We're going to have some of the 420 Unfiltered IPA, as well as some of the other kind of less common stuff, the Cali-esque, the straight-up Arrogant Bastard stuff, but also there's this like Cali Chillin', kind of like kind of harder to get brew. We've got a couple of the ones that have some fruit. I think lemon or lime in them, and it's free.
Free beer and sticks.
Free beer.
$10 to get in. $10 to get in. So is it free? Not really, but when you do get in,
use it.
yeah, and there's lots of different, like you can sample it, right? It's kind of like the way we're going to spin it is it's kind of like a beer tasting with like Chapman stick music, or Chapman stick music with the beer tasting. So super duper clean fun. Okay, Dan, you got some more stuff for us?
Yeah, I can share my screen again. Once again, let me see if I can do this.
And if you can do the thing with the headphones, if you can do the thing with the headphones, that we were able to hear that.
Okay, here's something. Did I do it?
Yep, we can see it. It hasn't started yet, and we can't hear it.
Why am I not seeing it?
Now we just see a black screen. So it's all just part of the program.
But I see you. I don't understand. Oh, I see. It's got to be on my. Okay, got it. All right. All right. Wait a minute.
Hold on. I can narrate while you've got your headphones down there.
Your headphones?
Okay. So switch the monitor.
See if you recognize this guy, Andy.
Shit.
gotta switch the monitor, bro.
Is this my emotional moment? Because I hope not.
That would be so messed up. Dan doesn't know.
I don't know what.
Dan, wait, you have to. We're on the wrong monitor.
Oh, did I switch to the wrong? It's up to me to switch it?
You have to decide which one you're presenting.
Oh.
Or you have to drag it over to the monitor that you are presenting.
How do you do that?
Woo, multi-monitors, woo.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
It's all part of the program here. We are going to wrap up soon, though.
Am I? Yeah. Are you seeing it? There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. That I
Hey,
can
look
see.
at that guy.
All right.
Oh, this was fun. So this was, yeah, this is when we were taking the photos.
Let me pull back a bit.
There's Chaz. Okay.
My picture's funny because Emmett's looking the entirely other direction.
Did you have a joke for him?
No, I'm not a up straight joke telling kind of guy. My joke's in my subtlety, or lack thereof.
Yeah, this was fun. So this is on Saturday, right before the stick night. We do our group photos. We all gave Greg a hard time afterwards because he wore shorts. Having to look at Greg Howard's legs.
I can't help but notice that nobody else but me and Greg wore Hawaiian shirts on Hawaiian night.
You know, Tim wore them, but I didn't put enough emphasis on that. So, oh, and here's Emmett doing his bit on improvisation.
All right, here goes.
Right. So
And that takes concentration again and screws me up again. But that's my cycle of playing all my life, going from being the artist to being the teacher.
I have a question. If Emmett 2014 could go back in time and advise to Emmett 1974, what would he tell
Just a
him?
minute. If I can do that, oh man.
About anything, general, not necessarily.
Are you hearing that okay?
a little bit, but we
Not so
do
much?
have to break.
Okay.
But there was oh man, 2014 was just insane because we had earlier in the day we also had a session with Emmett and Gary talking about setting up the instrument, and Bob and Greg and Steve were all wandering around and staring down the instruments and making sure the intonation was right, and we were checking it at each fret, and just hearing it directly from Emmett and Gary was pretty powerful, right? So like that was I learned a lot just like in those few and like within that hour, in terms of just like proper setup, having confidence with making changes to your truss, and I talked to a couple of people like they'd never even changed their strings before, so it was like now you can change strings with confidence, stare it down, get that angle just right, and so that was definitely just a great opportunity to be able to just ping Emmett directly and get that immediate feedback. So I suppose before we check out, I just wondered what's going on that you guys want to mention to the stick community before we check out? Anything you want to see covered?
What?
Good. Everything is as it should be. Cool. Well, listen. We'll check out for the day, and I suppose we'll do it again. I'm hoping to ping Russell Keating. Russell's had a lot of great posts about changing over from the stick to the NS, and so I think there've been a couple people, bassists in particular, that have considered that, moving from the more advanced and unique kind of stick tuning, traditional stick tuning, versus going to a straight fourths kind of NS bass setup. So I think his story is a good one to tell. Also, he ran a lot of FHF sessions, and so he's just super knowledgeable. And actually had some configuration changes to the NS that had even Gary going like, yeah, that's a great idea. I want to try that. So that was pretty cool. So hoping to get Russell Keating secure a time with him when he can come and join us.
Cool.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, good old Russ. Cool. Well, listen, Boaz, I think it's like, what, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock your time now there?
1 a.m.
1 a.m. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Man, Sound of Silence sounds great. I really enjoyed your version.
Me too.
Yeah, and I really I mean, I heard that, and probably like a lot of other stickists, you hear somebody else play it, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta learn that. So.
Yeah, I remember I asked for it for quite a while for someone to do it. So actually, I decided to do it myself.
Yeah, and that's kind of like part of stick culture. It's like what, I got it, right? Like I'll do it, right? So
It's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, I like your version of it. It was cool.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Andy, great to see you. Are you done with school yet, or when are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I finished finals were last week, and I started working full time this week.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Well, I'm not graduated. I got 9 credits left.
Oh.
That's a bunch of trash, but I got a good job, so I'm not concerned.
Cool. Good. Well, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, he's frozen.
Boy, that was cool, man. I haven't seen that since. I mean, it's been like almost 2 years since I. So it was good to see the footage that you shared with us.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I like the music background too.
Well, at some point, I know you're going to blow our minds and put some of that out. I can tell you're producing something there. So when it is ready, we look forward to seeing it and hearing it.
Yep.
Cool. All right, gentlemen. Well, listen. Thanks for joining me, and have a great Friday and a great weekend. We'll see you next time on Free Hands Friday.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.